Hello, everyone. My guest today is David Okuniev. He is building a company, you've probably heard of it, called Typeform. Inside of Typeform, he released a new product called Video Ask, which we'll focus on today. We'll have a lot of fun. David, you ready to take us to the top?
Yeah.
So let's talk type. Let's tease Video Ask for a second. When did you launch it?
Yeah. Officially about just over a year ago, but we were running it as a beta for around 8 months.
Okay. So give us parent company first, Typeform. When did you guys launch? You have a co-founder, I think. When did you launch the company?
So Typeform was launched around 10 years ago, something like that, in 2012. And yeah, like I said, VideoAsk was officially launched beginning of last year.
Mm-hmm. And give me a bit of a sense of the early days of Typeform. The first year, I mean, do you remember what were you two thinking about? Were you bootstrapped?
Yeah, we were bootstrapped, but actually, it's kind of like trying to repeat the same journey again with VideoAsk, but this time I don't have to raise any capital, so it's quite a nice sweet spot.
Let's come back to the capital question here in a second, but again, let's one more question on Typeform, then we'll go to VideoAsk.
Yeah.
When people are paying for Typeform, I assume you did something to learn about what you should build next, and then VideoAsk sort of surfaced. So walk me through how you used your Typeform user base to uncover the need for VideoAsk.
Actually, to be completely honest, it's not something that came out of any user research. Just like Typeform did, it was just an intuition that we wanted to create better forms, and VideoAsk is just an extension of that. It's like, how can you make forms more human? Well, put humans in them. So it just seemed like a logical pathway for us to take.
And at the end of 2020, before we dive deeper into the VideoAsk product, can you give me a general sense of where Typeform was and maybe how many customers you guys are working with?
We're approaching 100,000 customers now.
Wow.
On Typeform.
And
I think we just passed, actually.
Okay, that's an exclusive. There we go. But we like exclusive on the show. 100,000 passed on Typeform.
Yeah.
Now you have raised capital, but I usually like bootstrappers. But if you raise capital and you do it in an efficient way that's not crazy dilutive, it can work out nicely. So talk to me a bit about your funding journey. How much have you guys raised?
50 million. So
okay.
Far, 52, I think.
Would you do it again?
Would we do it again inside Typeform?
Would you do the exact same thing, or would you try and bootstrap or do something, raise more?
Going back. Well, yeah, I think so. I think we needed to, because we really didn't have a clue what we were doing. And I think our investors actually helped us learn how to run a SaaS business. So yeah, no regrets.
And help me understand, there's different sort of go-to-market motions, freemium, SMB, et cetera. What's the average customer paying you per month?
Around $40.
40. And what's your most effective way to get people addicted? Is like number of type forms or the number of customized fields? I know we pay because we do like a bunch of your if-then statements built into the Typeform, and we wanted that extra feature.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know off the top of my mind, top of the head. I've been so buried in VideoAsk for the last year and a half that I've kind of gotten away from that. But I think it's a typical thing. If I had to assume, it's like the ability to use advanced features like logic, redirection. There's also a certain amount of questions you can build onto Typeform on the free plan. So those are big upsellers to pay plans.
Yep. And then again, I want to talk about VideoAsk. If you have a paid plan, what usage looks like. Is wrapping up the story on Typeform. I mean, can I take the 100,000 customers times that $40 average you gave me? I mean, did you also just pass about $4 million a month in revenue?
I guess you're close.
That's exciting.
I love it when you do this.
Why do you listen to the show? You listen
Yeah, not that much, to be honest, but it was the same thing last time, and I kind of enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, it's fun. Cool. The show doesn't work without founders like you who are game to share these sort of data points, right? Yeah. Like otherwise you get you get this business shows.
I like the short kind of on the spot, I don't like things that you have to prepare for, so this is just great. Just dive into the deep end.
It's all the other shows. You can be like, David, what was your biggest failure? What was your biggest success story? It's no fun. Okay,
or they send you a list of questions, and you're like, oh, geez, I have to prepare all this and sound smart.
4 million run rate. Okay, let's go to VideoAsk. Tell us what the product does.
Yeah. So it's an async video interaction tool. Essentially, you can build a kind of workflow journey where you can take people through a journey. You ask questions via video. You can collect answers via video, text, audio, multiple choice. You can collect the payment, NPS. and you can do like a series of these things just like a form.
Yep.
And the other dimension of it is that, with Typeform, it's just collecting the data and then analyzing it. With Videos, there's a step more. You can actually respond. So you can respond by video, and then you get into like a asynchronous video conversation. So it's really just a great way to get like face to face with customers or anyone, in a business context, of course, like in the most effective and quick and visceral manner.
Yep. So the reason this space is very interesting to me is there are different mouse traps on the peripheries relative to like the spot where you're playing. So for example, Yak, right, has hit me up and said, use our tool to do like video back and forth and ask your audience video questions for your show. Then you have Loom, which I use with my team to record like how-to videos, and I send them off a Loom video, asynchronous video. And then you've got like, Vidyard and that crew that have a little tool internally that is really an enterprise motion version of Loom. So where do you see yourself sort of in this space?
Yeah, I think obviously we're in the video space, like all those that you've mentioned. I think what VideoAsk is doing differently is we're going like deep into the video interaction kind of form based workflow, whereby let's say Loom is more about doing presentation, and you might have a call to action. Like with Videos, we have logic. We transcribe everything. We're even releasing a feature soon where it transcribes live in the browser, and based on listening, it will jump to a different question. So we're really going deep into like video interaction without it being one of these video interaction tools where you just like put like what do you call, like hotspots over videos. We're really just trying to I would say it's kind of like the next generation Typeform for people that really want to get visceral, let's say, with their customers.
Well, there's also a use case here where there are CPG brands that always want to collect video testimonials, and this is a great way to do that.
That's a strong use case for us, but I think, recruitment, feedback, just like embedding a video ask on your website just as a widget, as a contact form, where you can just say, we have loads of customers using this, just like presenting themselves on the website, because they realize that if they put their own personal brand and they actually talk to people, they actually get more engagement. And then people might respond by video, audio, or text. And then, you're suddenly in a conversation with that person because you can reply back. So it's just a really quick way of just like actually like jumping through all the hoops so you can actually get a meeting and actually create a meaningful and personal connection.
Now, do you have the luxury of not having to worry about revenue because you're built inside of Typeform, which makes revenue? In other words, do you have a pay plan for video ads?
It's a double-edged sword, because we have the luxury of not having to raise capital and worrying about like running out of funds. But, I needs to be successful for us to like carry it on. So I've had that pressure as kind of like the lead on the project.
What does that feel like, David? What does that pressure feel like? What number are you trying to hit?
Well, I think it's been okay, because we've just been on a tear. Like the team's great. We've just been, just like shipping features so fast, and we're just pretty sure of what we're doing. So I don't think we've felt that pressure so much. Like the first year of operation has been pretty, let's say, let's say easy to get to that first. We've done like around 1.4 million ARR in the first year of the product. And
you do have a paid product then?
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Paid. Like so, as I mentioned, first year was beta, and then we launched it properly last year, and we've like been like a year and a bit like running it as a paid product. And
that's amazing. So just to repeat that back to you, so 2019 was all free. You launched paid in 2020 and hit a $1.4 million run rate by the end of 2020.
Yeah.
What do you think you can hit by the end of this year?
Look, I mean, video is just exploding. And I think we have a really unique product in the marketplace, and we're seeing interest from all sorts of tiers. Even like strangely enough, like we're getting a lot of interest from enterprise as well, which like is seen as an innovative solution. So, yeah, I think we can 3x or more by the end of the year.
That's great. And when you look at the 1.4 million that VideoAsk added to just Typeform as a whole parent company, I'm just curious from a growth. It's still a grain of sand. Well, okay, so it is a grain of sand. I was going to ask, what % of the total growth in 2020 came from VideoAsk revenue?
what's the well? I just say overall in terms of like ARR. I mean, obviously made the calculation, but like Typeform is like in the order of like 40 something times bigger at the moment. But it's Typeform and it's been in operation for a long time, and but
how fast did Typeform grow?
We can have two winning products.
How much did Typeform grow on a percent basis over the past 12 months? The whole company altogether?
Around 50%, I believe.
50%? Okay. Are you guys are you happy with that?
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, like it's good. I mean, we've actually accelerated in the last year. Like we had a big management change like 2 years ago. Actually, I stepped down. I was CEO. And the company's been performing like really, really well, and I think the momentum's really there now.
Is Robert? I just don't know because I only know you as Robert.
Robert stepped down. Robert stepped down like a little bit of time after we both stepped down as CEOs.
Is he still active?
Active
in the company,
just at the board level. The board level.
So you're way more active than he is in terms of operations.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally in the weeds. I mean, I'm product designing, product managing, and even coding now. So yeah, wow. Totally back to square one and loving it.
This is great. Okay, this is very interesting. Do you see? I mean, it'd be very interesting there internally to see if the Video Ask product can eventually overtake the Typeform product in terms of total revenue.
Yeah, I always cheekily say so, but that's just to create that sense of like a competition.
Talk to me about churn. So when someone installs Video Ask, I assume you want to get them to send like 2 videos in at least 10 minutes to like drastically increase that they stick around. What does like churn look like today?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of similar to Typeform in terms of like, people will pick it up. You'll see like some users like picking up for a month and churning, then coming back and reactivating. I think we'll be able to tackle churn probably better than we can in Typeform. Because there is quite a lot of like we have like a strong kind of usage-based plans which are based on minutes of video processing. So we're typically seeing people buying more and more and more. So that's like indicating more usage. Plus like strong kind of like higher SMB and enterprise means that like in terms of MRR churn, I think we will probably outperform our main product.
What is it in terms of logo? What's it at today? Do you know what it's at today?
The what? The MRR churn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's around 3%, 3-4%.
That's actually that is actually not horrible for this price point.
No. I mean, it's higher on Typeform, but it's just typical of this kind of business. Yeah. You see the same thing with like SurveyMonkey and all.
Yep.
It's just that people use these types of tools like periodically to do like campaigns, and then they come back and so forth. So.
Are you in any talks to be acquired by SurveyMonkey?
No. No, but we did have those conversations. I have met with the SurveyMonkey CEO a couple of times, just casual conversations. But that was way in the past, just for fun. But no, nothing happening there. I can assure you.
All right. Well, look, there's a relationship there, so we'll see what happens. Now, your guys' last round of funding was when?
A while ago now.
Yeah.
The last Series B with General Atlantic.
2017, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I can't remember.
So any plans to raise, or are you guys profitable?
We've been profitable. We're now kind of like just happy to just stay around that. If we wanted to be more profitable, we could just slow down kind of investment and growth. But yeah, we have that well under control.
Yeah, I mean, you're in I don't know if you know this, you probably do, but you're in a very rare club, right? Where they have scale, and the ratio of funding to ARR is about 1-to-1. Most people at your scale, it's like
I can tell you we've pretty much got the same amount that we raised in capital.
Just sitting in the bank.
Yeah.
What do you do with that? I mean, so if you've got like 40-50 million sitting in the bank, I mean, what the hell do you do with that? You just let it sit there?
No, sorry. We've got what we raised in the last.
35.
Yeah.
But still, same question. Doesn't General Atlantic go, what the hell are you guys doing? Why is the cash sitting in the bank? You can invest it.
Yeah. I think you got to spend it wisely. I think it's definitely like on the cards to think about like how we can like open up some more opportunities. Who knows? There may be like room for another funding round soon. I mean, it's a good environment to raise capital in, and the company's performing really well. So
what would you, David? This obviously isn't official, but using your gut, I mean, what would you value the company at today?
What would I value the company at?
Yeah, what would you value it?
I would say in the next 6 months, based on a multiple about 15, 800, I would say.
Yep. I mean, and if the video ask thing takes off and does well, I mean, you could be passing.
Well, that's obviously another good reason for an investor, if we were raising capital, to pay ahead as well, because there's obviously some new things that we can prove have some traction, and we can say we can repeat this model again. So yeah, definitely, the future's looking bright.
And when you raised the $35 million a couple of years ago, what valuation was that at?
Much less. What was it? I think it was around 300 or something.
Yeah. Fascinating story, and this is really interesting because I can tell you're like you're someone that can really do anything at the company. It sounds like you can write code, you design, you talk to users, you're probably talking to investors too.
It's just what I really enjoy. But I just I've come to learn that I'm actually a builder, and I need to be building stuff. And the further away I get from that, the less I feel kind of motivated or I just like being close to customers and solving problems, I guess.
Well, David, we love that about you. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, favorite business book.
So, where you put it on me?
I don't read business books.
Any book.
I read favorite book. Let's see.
He's pulling from his bookshelf. What's he going to pull?
Anything from Bill Bryson.
Bill Bryson. All right. Number 2, is there a founder you're following or studying?
No, I'm not studying a founder.
Number 3, besides your own, what's your favorite online tool for building video asking Typeform?
Figma and Studio Code to work in React.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Last night, 4.
Nice, very good. 4. You can't survive on 4 hours of sleep.
No, I don't. It was just last night. It was a bit of a shit show. But generally like 6, 7, something like that.
What happened last night? Why was it a shit show?
We had a problem with Lambda. It's really boring. With Lambda functions timing out, and some of our video processing pipeline got affected during the night. So I was actually there just with an engineer trying. Well, I wasn't doing the engineering, but just kind of supporting and
coffee
runs. Find a solution. Yeah.
All right. And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
I'm married and 3 kids.
Wow, busy guy. How old are you?
44.
44. David, take us home here. What's something you wish you knew when you were 20?
Everything's going to be cool.
Guys, Typeform, founded back in 2011. They've now scaled to over a $40 million run rate. They launched their Video Ask product, a new product, back in 2019 in beta. They did 1.4 million in terms of run rate in 2020, hoping to 3x that here in 2021 as they look to scale. They did a $35 million round of financing back in 2017 at called a $300 million valuation. David says, feels like 800 million is very doable right now at the growth rate. We will see what happens, but no current plans to raise, healthy economics, and very profitable. David, thanks for taking us to the top.
Cheers, Nathan.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com YouTube.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.